Welcome to Hebrew Words in Scripture. This is lesson number 27, and in this lesson we will look at the word Satan. This is the way the word Satan appears in the Hebrew Scriptures, and notice that we have the letter Shin, Tet, and Nun. The word Satan appears in 15 verses in the Old Testament, once in 2 Chronicles, 12 times in the book of Job, once in the book of Psalms, and twice in the book of Zechariah. So it is dispersed throughout the Old Testament, but mostly in the book of Job. I'm hoping that you will get to learn to look at the Hebrew characters first and try to sound it out and make the word. Notice these are the diacritical marks that we are not using in these lessons. And so literally we have the word Shin, which is an S or an SH sound. We have the word Tet, which is the T sound, and we have Nun, which is the N sound. So if we were to sound this in Hebrew, it would be Satan, Satan. And so we get the word Satan. And it carries directly through to our English pronunciation. And here we see the word Satan appearing several times in the book of Job. Verse 9 here, chapter 1, verse 9 says, "Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Doth Job fear God for naught?" And so we see Satan here as Hebrew word 7854. So here we see the word Satan in the Hebrew dictionary. It is Shin, Tet, Nun, Satan. And the meaning is an adversary, one who withstands, in an adversary in general. Here it talks about a superhuman adversary, and it refers to Satan as the proper noun. It has the definition of an opponent, especially with the article prefixed. That would be we would use in English, we would call him the Satan. In Hebrew, it would be Ha-Satan. Here we see another representation of Satan, and it means to be or act as an adversary, to resist, to oppose. It comes from a primitive root, to attack or accuse. To be an adversary, to resist. And so we see that Satan is our adversary. He is opposed to anything that we choose to do. In order to dispel a common myth is that Satan tempted Eve and Adam in the garden. The word Satan does not appear in the Old Testament. What we do see is the word serpent. The word serpent comes from the Hebrew word Nun, Chet, Shin, Nachash, meaning snake or serpent. And it comes from the word of snake, from the word to hiss. 5172, we see Nachash again. It is to practice divination, to divine, that is to discern, to observe signs, to learn by experience, to diligently observe, to practice fortune telling, to take as an omen. These are all things that are opposed by God. To practice divination, to observe signs. It is a primitive root, properly to hiss, or that is to whisper, a magic spell to generally to prognosticate, to tell the future, or to divine the future, to be an enchanter. So we see that this serpent is not defined as Satan, but is a character that is opposing God.